This is the last Going Commando video. We'll be heading to the Insomniac Museum, which will require a little bit of alteration, actually, now that I think about it.
Listen up, thugs for less. We got a big...
Now, to get to the Insomniac Museum, I think there's 2 ways to do it. Let me just Google it. Fuck is that noise? Okay. Oh, sweet. Looks like the Insomniac Museum returns in a crack in time. So if and when I get around to playing that game, that'll be very, very exciting. So, as for right now, I'm gonna have to change the time on here, the clock. Which requires quitting the game, of course. It actually thinks that it's the wrong time to begin with, so no big deal. How's the recording doing? Is it still functioning correctly? It should be. Alright, so added time, term, not time, system name, language, format utility, restore system information, restore PS3 system, backup utility, PS, date and time. Oh, never mind. Right, date and time. I'm gonna have to set this to 3 a.m. I'll give it the minutes correctly. 3:15. Well, of course, it's actually 21, aka 9. There you go. So now it thinks it's 3 a.m. And that, I believe, and by I believe I of course mean I know. Oh, I hope that going in and out of the game doesn't mess anything up. But that is going to activate the portal, the teleporter that leads to the Insomniac Museum. What a better way to cap off this playthrough. What better way to cap off this playthrough, rather. Yes. Load. Oh, it didn't even load my presence in the Silver City. That's not the one, right? 17 to Silver City. No, that's an older save file. Challenge mode 1. 1.16 million bolts. Time played 3 hours in challenge mode, of course. A lot longer in regular play. Yes, thank you. So, now, do you know, I might actually be able to sneak in a couple of Up Your Arsenal videos as well. We'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and head back to Silver City. Just very quickly make it... You know, I might actually be able to go out of bounds and just skip the entire area using the first person view. I'll try it. Why not? Providing that I'm actually able to walk onto... Actually, this might not even be necessary. So you go into first person mode. Yes, and... That was rather unusual. Looks like there's an invisible wall. Okay, so let's try this bit. I can do that. I can totally get there. I can so totally get there, dude. Can you not slam? No? You can't even swing the wrench normally, it only throws it out. That's much easier. Alright, so we're on to this part. Then you drop down here and hit the button and that releases that. Yes. And now all that's left to do is to head into the Insomniac Museum. How is this achieved? Also makes me very proud to be able to get through this level without actually having done the first part and mapped it out in any way. Right. Just clear out this whole area real quick. Alright, and then step on this teleporter. They very kindly provide some bolts, but you don't really need them at this point. There's also a way to go out of bounds and then glitch your way into this area, which would have been fun to do as well, but I don't remember it in any way. And now we head to the Insomniac Museum. There it is, it's Burbank. It's shaped like planet Earth.
This is Mike Stout. I'm a designer at Insomniac Games. Hi, welcome to the Insomniac Museum. Here you'll see some of the great things that never quite made it into the game, and you'll learn a little bit about life here at Insomniac Games.
Pretty cool, huh?
Hello, my name is Brian Allgeier, the design director at Insomniac Games. These floating spherical monstrosities are the elusive gravity spheres, which were originally going to be included in Silver City. They proved to be too difficult and a bit nauseating to be included. They are preserved here for posterity. Swing shot up to try running around one, and then swing shot again to get off the sphere.
Obviously Silver City, pretty obviously the big planet for gravity boots stuff, and they were planning to do that as well. Didn't quite work, evidently. And you can also do this. Whoa. Okay, so there's no map available, which is very unfortunate because it would be very convenient if there was some map. Insomniac Games with museum scribbled on.
Hi there, my name's Tim Trespass. I'm a gameplay programmer here at Insomniac Games. I'm a Leo from Washington, D.C. I like anime and shiny objects. This car was originally going to be included in the battle with the giant robot on Snivlac. Unfortunately, its lack of heavy weaponry proved its bane. It now calls the Insomniac Museum its home.
Alright, I think it's only fitting that we make this into our moving vehicle of sorts. More so than our feet. And what's back here?
Hi, I'm Leslie Matheson. I'm a designer here at Insomniac Games. This was intended to be the water system for Ratchet and Clank. However, as even this little patch of water taxes the game engine to its limits, a modified and severely optimized form was what eventually made it into the game. To see this patch in action, press circle.
Obviously, it doesn't tax it here because we're on a PS3, but as we've seen, as we've seen a few times, and in fact it's even dropping frames now, the game does certainly get taxed quite a bit.
Greetings, this is Oliver Wade, the animation director at Insomniac Games, doing an atrocious British accent. This is the original Gadgetron vendor from Ratchet and Clank 1. The official reason it was cut had something to do with saving memory. The real reason has a lot to do with squirrels, hacksaws, and our lawyers. I can say no more, because I am no longer able to do this accent.
I didn't quite catch the last part. I'm of course playing at a very low volume so that I don't get any feedback. I'm gonna raise it just a little bit though. Oh, sorry.
Hey, it's Tim. This monstrosity was intended to be a boss battle fought on the jet ski gadget. Seeing as the jet ski never made it in Ratchet and Clank, however, neither did this boss. May he rest in pieces.
Hi, my name is Sean Whistler, and I'm a tester here at Insomniac Games. This guy was originally intended to be an enemy in the ill-fated jet ski level that never made it into Ratchet and Clank 1. A moment of silence, please, for this gentle giant, torn down in his prime.
Lucky thing too that there was no water level in Ratchet and Clank. Those tend to be the worst levels in platformers.
Sean here. Don't worry, Ratchet. You wouldn't have had to fight this monster even if he did make it into the game. This giant bug ship was intended to act as scenery only, flying from place to place to ensure high detail on buildings, while leaving the play area open.
Can't break those lamps. I think, anyway. Alright, let's keep going through the offices. We've done this whole area. So now we can move, perhaps... Yeah, that is not the gravity ball section.
Hiya! This is Oliver Wade, the animation director here at Insomniac Games. The three-headed Hydra was a big cut from Ratchet and Clank 1. It was originally intended as a mini-boss on Pokitaru. Ratchet battled this beast whilst riding a boat through blowfish-infested waters. However, it didn't end up being that much fun at all.
Yeah, that doesn't sound much fun, does it? Looks cool, though. So this is the gravity ball section, gravity sphere section. So what have we got back here?
My name is Chris Town, and I'm a tester here at Insomniac Games. Here at Insomniac, we're so hopped up on caffeine that we bounce off the walls! You can do the same with these gravity ramps!
Right, just some gravity ramps to have some fun with. And now moving in through the various office booths.
Hi, my name is Tony Garcia and I'm a programmer at Insomniac Games. This little demonstration allows you to create your own shot effect. Using the magic of debug technology, you can edit the shot's size and color, and then watch the bandit shoot it at the blockman. Don't feel too sorry for the blockman though, he's evil.
Alright, so let's see if we can make our own effect. Front thickness. Is there any way to speed modify? Whoa. Is there any way to speed modify this? Yes. Front thickness. That looks badass. Trail thickness. Yep. Put it to. Okay, set all these to 0 to start with. End thickness. Inner width. So there's basically just nothing here. Texture. Tail end texture. Right. Tip scale. And then texture. Right, let's set that to like. Let's make it nice and big. Fuck it. 0.75 inner width. Like that. End thickness. Texture rot. What does that do? Can't quite figure that one out. Tip scale 0.75. Tail length. Let's make that a little bit shorter. No. End length. Trail thickness. Front thickness. End thickness. Tip scale. Inner width. Why is it that? Why is it making that effect? Must be that. Yes. I don't really want that as it is. Tip texture. Oh, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. That looks cool. Tail texture. Set it to that. We'll just go over it one by one. Yeah, I'm into that. And texture. And now let's edit the colors. Tip red. I'd like a nice purple. Please. Alright. Front alpha. Tail alpha. Tail start. I'll have it start purple. Very purpley. And then it'll degrade into a sort of really dark blue, I think. Tail alpha. Shouldn't this be a little bit more purpley? Tail end. Lower that. Yeah. And then oh, that's the, oh, I see they're not ordered like that. Okay, so tail start red, tail start blue. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. And then tail end red, very heavy. No, very, very low on that. And tail end blue. Yes. Back alpha will lower that so that it becomes a little bit more transparent. Tail alpha, a little bit like that. Back start. I don't think there is any back. Anyway, that's my shot. And the explosion is unfortunately green, but yeah, that's my shot. This is the explosion particle. Scale, number of moon rocks. Red, green, blue, distortion. Shake camera. No, shell. Oh yeah, you can see a little bit of a difference there. There's like a circle that comes up there. I'm not gonna bother too much with that.
My name is Corey Stockton and I'm a designer here at Insomniac Games. You may recognize this drill from Ratchet and Clank 1. It was held by a large construction worker who gives you a lump of raritanium. This is originally a weapon called the Revolverator. Ratchet would strike enemies with it and then spin them over his head.
Right. I wonder why they cut off some of the messages short. Probably to save memory or something. Oh yeah, that's the same thing. So we're just going backwards rather than forwards, which is not my policy. Ooh, it keeps going, man. It just keeps on going. I did say I was going to use the vehicle, but that has been left in the past.
Tony Garcia here. Using these 3 blue pads, you can edit the 3 particle effects in the center of the room. Go ahead, play around with them. You can achieve some truly great effects this way.
I'm unfortunately finding myself in need of going to the bathroom, so...
Hello, this is Pedro Hastinas. I'm a gameplay programmer
be sure to react.
at Insomniac Games. This dummy was created to test the new reaction system which we added to Ratchet and Clank 2. With this system, enemies would always be sure to react appropriately to being damaged without a ton of hassle. Go ahead and hit him. He won't mind.
So if you do that, it looks like just the same animation all the time. Yeah. So it's just an animated little block man. I am gonna actually go back for the particles a little bit. Because it doesn't feel right to just leave it at that, you know. Can I even go down? Yeah. Gravity. Yeah, there's just so much stuff to mess around with, though, that, you know, like I said, I am feeling. Whoa.
Hey, this is Peter again. This was created to test screen buffer effects. Screen buffer effects are used to create things like distortion bubbles and heat hazing. This, however, ends up looking like a hall of mirrors. Can you guess why?
I cannot. Sorry, I am not smart. Whoa. Dude, that is fucking crazy. More Insomniac ramps. And even an electrolyzer puzzle to go through. They certainly didn't hold back on this one. Ooh, this looks creepy. Looks like that thing from War of the Worlds.
Corey here. This monstrous robotic squid was created for one of the Ratchet and Clank 2 prototype levels. Since that level never made it into the finished game, however, neither did poor Squiddy.
Aww. Ooh, another vehicle. Cack.
Mike Stout here. Have you ever wanted to create your own infiltrator puzzle? Well, now you can. Just stand on the blue pad and play around with the values a bit. Confound your friends and amaze your enemies.
I don't really want to do that, no. So, what's this doing then? I guess it's just three things that... No, I don't really want to do that. I'm not a big fan of the infiltrator. So... maybe the electrolyzer thing is the exact same thing. Whoa, 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 more stuff. Jesus.
Chris here. This helmet was the original model for the Hologuise gadget in Ratchet and Clank 1. It was eventually changed to the handheld model you see in the finished game for reasons unknown. However, we once again suspect it was due to the squirrels with hacksaws.
I think the model's a little bit too big for Ratchet, so I can't, like, stand inside of it. Ow, I really need to go to the fucking bathroom, seriously, like... How long is this video? 23 minutes. I'll break it into 2 parts, fuck it. I have needs.